How's it going, everybody? Noah with Madison Angling. And before we get into the fishing part of today's video, I have two things to touch on real quick. Number one is I have a big giveaway plan when we get to 2,000 subscribers, and it's going to include a guide trip with me as well as a bunch of awesome fishing gear that I'm really excited to give away. It's my way of saying thank you to everybody who has supported the channel, and I really, really appreciate it. I mean, it's been crazy to see this thing grow, and it wouldn't happen without all of you. So thank you so much, which brings me to point number two, and that is that of all the people watching these videos, 87% of you are not subscribed, which is crazy. All it does is give you notifications when I put out a new video, and that's it. It's totally free, doesn't cost anything. And in order to be entered to win in the 2,000 sub giveaway, you have to be subscribed. So please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Let's grow Madison Angling even bigger in 2021. Thank you all so much for making 2020 as interesting and kind of awesome of a year as it was. Thank you so much. Let's get into the video. What is going on, everybody? I'm Noah. This is Madison Angling. I look like a cyborg with my power cord sticking out of my neck. But anyway, I am out today with Mr. Brian Scaife of Angling Anarchy. We are doing some fall musky fishing. This is kind of like our last, probably not our last big hoorah, but we're getting close to the end. It is December. It's cold. We're fishing in Madison today, and we are actually fishing in a super secret spot that I don't really like to show people. This is really a secret, so I'm gonna do the best I can to kind of crop everything out so you don't know where we are because it's a secret. I'll do the best I can.
They'll never know.
They'll never know.
They'll never know.
You'll never figure it out. No, we are fishing Monona today, doing some outside weed edge fishing, throwing not very much of a variety of baits, really. Probably some diving rise, probably some crankbaits. I know Brian's ripping a crankbait, but that's enough of me blathering on about where we are and what we're doing. Let's fish. Let's catch some fish. Alrighty, guys. I am rolling the big dog today. I have got the Chaos Tackle Shock and Awe. This is the 9.6, super crazy extra heavy 2020. This thing is absolutely amazing. Telescopic. If you guys do not have telescopic musky rods, you are missing out. Would you agree with that, Brian?
I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
They're amazing. And on the business end, the giant, the infamous, the terrifying, the Lee Lures Leviathan. This is the 10-inch epoxy version of the Leviathan. I've only thrown this a few times. It is a big bait, and really, it is made for this kind of fishing. We are looking for monsters. It is December here on the Madison chain, so I'm going with the dive and rise, and this is kind of a really cool dive and rise in the sense that it hunts. It doesn't just go straight down and come back up like most dive and rise baits. This one does all kinds of crazy stuff. It's almost like a glide bait and a dive and rise all in one. So I'm rocking this guy, not fishing it too aggressive, and we are fishing in, now the water temp is about close to 40 degrees. We are sub 40 degree water temps, which means generally you want to slow down a little bit. So I'm going big, I'm going slow, something I can kind of hang a little bit. And Brian is actually rocking something kind of the opposite almost.
Custom X 8-inch mini. I'm trying not to work it too hard. I'm giving it some rips and then just let it sit. If I'm contacting some of the weeds, try to blast it through there, let it sit. A little bit more aggressive than what you're working, but should work out here. It's worked in past years, so it should work today.
That's right. So obviously rolling the subsurface stuff because it is cold, but I'm thinking we're gonna get some action here today, hopefully. I am searching for Big Chungus 2. We got Big Chungus 1 this summer on the woody flaptail after many hours of beating our head against a wall, but I am giant hunting. I have not hooked. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say I haven't hooked a 50-inch fish yet this year, but I definitely have, and I lost it, and it was really sad. Here we go. Got her, got her, got her. Big one, big one. Oh, she's off. So this is kind of my last hoorah. It's not over yet, But I will say I am not doing nearly as much muskie fishing as I normally do this late in the season. That stupid whole hunting thing, you know, the pheasants and the deer and ducks, and yeah, it kind of gets in the way of fishing. So hopefully today is the day. And if I stroke a giant today, it's going to be my last day of the season. I'm ending it on a good note. I'm not muskie fishing anymore. I'll still run guide trips. I will take you muskie fishing, but I am not going to fish with you because I got to end on a good note here. It's been an awesome season. I'd like to end it with a big bang.
Oh, there's a fish, there's a fish. Yep. Still there? I don't think so. He kind of took off on me. Did you? You know, he was probably like a mid-30s. Well, I mean, for this time of year, he came in halfway.
He was moving pretty quick from what I saw.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey. Peppy, huh?
Peppy is the word. Cool.
That's a start.
First contact.
Sweet.
Gotta start somewhere. And as he's yelling.
Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish.
Yep. Nice one. Oh, not super big, but 30s.
Yeah. Do you stick with it really, or?
It went deep on the second turn and then kind of disappeared. Maybe I should switch it up a little bit, Brian.
Hey, that's number 2.
That's Peppy.
Yeah.
You know, I think I might just have one of those in my box.
Well, it didn't get to do its thing on Eagle Lake this year, so maybe it'll do its thing on the Mad Chain today. That'd be nice. Second fish contacted within, I don't know, maybe about an hour or so. So it's not terrible.
So Brian has moved to fish on a crankbait. If I were a smart person, that's up for debate. If I would probably switch over to a crankbait, and Brian was nice enough to toss me this little gem. Apparently this is an X money bait out here late fall. So we're gonna give this a shot. Little custom AX, little custom X twitch bait. That thing looks pretty juicy. I like white. White is a good color out here. So I'm gonna switch rods here. I'm gonna go to something a little bit lighter. I'm actually gonna go, first I'm gonna knock all of Brian's cameras out of the boat. That's step 1. And I'm gonna actually go to a swat. I'm gonna go to something a little lighter. Actually, I'd probably rather throw that on a surgical strike, but I only brought 2 rods today. So I got the old Curado 300 EJ on my 9-foot swat. Look at that thing. Look at that, just taking out even more camera stuff. I am a liability. Oh my Lanta. But anyway, yeah, 6-inch pelagic glide. That actually wouldn't be a bad bait to throw either. Glitter perch. Nope, we're going to the twitch bait. All right, we're gonna switch it up and see if I can't actually move a fish today.
Fish. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna turn him up here.
Nope. One more time.
Yep. I'm so incredibly excited right now.
Gosh, we got a muskie.
Wowza, dude.
Nice work. All right.
That's like super exciting.
Hello.
Dude, so that I hit weeds. I was pretty sure I was going to come in a bait just full of weeds, so I ripped it, gave it a couple more pops, and it almost ripped the rod out of my hand because I wasn't ready for it. That was cool.
Nice. All right. I have my handy dandy scanner. Let's see if she's got a tag in her. Yep.
Really?
We got number 989-0010-04297888.
That's cool.
We got a tag fish, dude.
That's awesome.
Awesome. So we will be able to give this number to the DNR. We're going to measure this fish, and we'll know exactly when this fish was stocked and how fast it's growing.
Happy little guy. Probably like a 37 or 38 maybe. But just a super thick fish. Oh man. Look at that. December muskies. I am so incredibly happy right now.
Gorgeous.
All right, let's see what you are, buddy. He is like 37 and just a touch, so we'll just call it 37. But just a nice fat fish on that Custom X 8-inch mini. We're just fishing weed edges, man. Just trying to bang a little bit of the weed edge, make some contact, and put a fish in the boat. Come back here. All right, sweetie. Let's get you back and see if anybody else is ready to do the same thing. I'm so happy right now. So very happy right now. All right, let's see if Noah can get one. See if we can put number 2 in the boat.
All right, guys, we are getting close to the end of the day here. We probably got, I don't know, coming up on a half hour of sunlight left before the sun goes down. My hands are just about shot. I've actually have something going on with my left hand. Like I've got a weird tendon or something, and it runs all the way up my forearm, and the cold definitely makes it a lot worse. So I'm kind of struggling. I already almost lost my rod once. Brian thinks that's pretty funny.
It was funny.
It was funny, but so far, no action. We're actually coming into a major right now. So, I don't know. Could happen. We got a muskie casting in December, which is a fantastic day.
I'll take it. That's huge.
But it's not over yet. We still have some time here. So, hopefully we can get another fish in the bag. We have time. We have time. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is going to be a wrap on my 2020 muskie fishing season. Unfortunately, I didn't hook up on the last time out with Brian, but Brian caught one casting a crankbait in December, which was super stinking cool. So nice work, Brian. And as you guys probably remember, we scanned that fish and got a hit on a pit tag. Now, what exactly does that mean? So in Madison, we actually have a growth study between 2 different strains of muskies we have here. We have Wisconsin strain fish, and we have Leech Lake, Minnesota spotted fish. And we are pit tagging these fish. We put this little tiny like grain of rice size tag, the same kind of thing you put in your cats and dogs, in these fish when they're stocked. So that way, some of us that are part of this growth study can actually scan every fish we catch, get a hit on a tag, record the length, report that to the DNR, and enter it into a big database where we keep track of which fish are getting bigger faster. We're keeping track of the growth rates. And that particular fish that Brian caught was stocked in September of 2015 at 12.6 inches. And when it was recaptured again by us 5 years later, it had grown 24 inches. So that was a Wisconsin strain fish. And why that's important is because building a data set like this on a system like the Madison chain can be beneficial on other bodies of water later on in the future. So if muskie clubs or the DNR or whoever is looking at stocking fish, they can refer to our data set and, you know, kind of make their choices as to what kind of fish they want to put in there based on what we found. And what we're finding is pretty darn cool. And well, you guys saw Jim's 53 1/4. There's been several other 50+ inch fish pulled out of Madison this year. I don't know all the details on them, but I know most of them, at least from what I've heard, were spotted Leech Lake fish, which I'm not super surprised by. But it's really darn cool. And I will throw this out there for people who, you know, get kind of all worked up about, bumping fish if they're not big, and I know Brian's gotten some flack on some of his videos for that. And the reason is because of this. This is what we're doing. And granted, no, we don't do this on every single body of water. This is kind of specific to the Madison chain, but as part of kind of the scientific process, Brian and I both have science backgrounds. We get in this pattern of doing things a certain way, doing it, by the book, if you will, where we bump every single fish and try to be as accurate as possible. So that those numbers, they do mean something. They do go somewhere and they do some good in the long run. So at any rate, got to give a big shout out to the Wisconsin DNR as well as the Capital City chapter of Muskies Inc. for stocking these fish. It is a joint effort. And Madison is an unbelievable muskie fishery, and it's getting even better. The next 10, 15 years are going to be mind-boggling. I bet you guys in the next 2 years, probably someone is going to catch a legitimate 54 to 55 inch fish in Madison. It's going to happen. And it's really exciting. The prospect of that is really incredible because growing up here, I've been fishing Madison for just over 20 years and I never thought we would have fishing like this. It's just unbelievable. So please take advantage of it. Join your muskie clubs. If you guys aren't a member, check out Muskies Inc. Muskies Inc. is incredible. They do amazing things for the sport. And thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, if you guys aren't subscribed, if I earned your subscription, please hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys on the next video.